The U.S. Senate voted to end debate on allowing Mr. Obama to approve trade agreements without providing Congress specific details of what's in them. Our Washington Bureau Chief Leila McDowell joins us now from D.C. to bring us up to date. Leila, what exactly did the Senate do today?
Well, big victory for President Obama, and it looks like he will have, probably by the end of the week, Andrew, this bill that he wants so badly, the Fast Track Authority, in order to expedite this bill, the negotiations of this bill, and as you said, to be able to do it without revealing a lot of details on it to Congress. And he did it without what is called the TAA, the Trade Adjustment Act. They actually split that off of the initial bill. That was an act that would have helped workers who were displaced by trade and by these trade agreements, something that Democrats largely supported. But the Senate Majority Leader, Mitch McConnell, is promising that both of these bills will pass and end up on the president's desk at the end of the week. So we'll see.
Why is President Obama pushing so hard on this trade deal? What is in it?
Well, you know, we don't know. I think that's the big question. We know a few things, and some of those things that we know are very controversial. One of them does allow multinational corporations to bypass certain laws if they can say that they unfairly impact their profits. And this has raised the ire of, organized labor and many liberals who say this means that they can bypass labor laws and environmental laws. Now, Obama, on the other hand, says that there are standards in there for higher practices, better standards of labor practices and environmental demands that are actually in the bill, but nobody really knows all of the details. And so those are some of the controversial things that exist within this bill. And as you know, organized labor launched a fierce lobbying campaign to defeat this bill. They say it's going to cost a lot of jobs and increase the trade deficit.
Yeah, the president going up against much of his base on this. How are the presidential candidates reacting to this today?
Well, that's the interesting thing. Now, Hillary Clinton didn't speak out today, but in the past, she did throw her weight behind Nancy Pelosi, who voted against the trade bill, against the Fast Track Authority in the House. Mike Huckabee is opposing the bill. He's running for president. Ted Cruz initially said he would support Fast Track Authority and then came out saying, no, this is just an example of Washington backroom dealing and corruption. And of course, everyone is posturing in order to attract their base and attract their constituents in order to win. Rand Paul, another one very much against and has spoken out very vehemently against the Fast Track Authority.
How much do you think is this trade deal really a counterweight to what's going on in China? Because this really creates a closer relationship with many Asian countries.
It really does. I mean, and it covers 40% of the world's economy. It is a sweeping trade bill. It is huge. And because China is not engaged in it and not a part of it, what White House officials are telling me is that this gives the United States a lot of strength in Asia, and this is a very important kind of bulwark of American economic power in that part of the world.
Okay, Leila McDowell in Washington, D.C. Thank you.
You bet.